From Olympic legends to once-in-a-lifetime upsets, these weren't just games, we lived them. We held our breath as icons rewrote history, cheered until we lost our voices when underdogs defied the odds, and wiped away tears when stories of resilience unfolded before our eyes. These were the moments that made us scream in disbelief, cry with pride, and believe, truly believe, in the magic of human potential all over again. So buckle up. This isn't just a highlight video, this is the pulse of our travels, the soundtrack of our year, and the soul of every ticket we bought. This is our heart, our journey, our ultimate sports dreamscape, where every second mattered and every cheer told a story. Welcome to the Carl Ventures channel. I'm Carl, and alongside my husband Matthias, we're on an adventurous mission to explore the world with boundless curiosity and open hearts. Our journey is all about immersing ourselves in diverse cultures, connecting with people from all walks of life, and promoting positivity and understanding wherever we go. Join us as we embark on this thrilling adventure together, so buckle up and let's dive into the unknown. What if I told you that sports travel is more than just buying a ticket and catching a game? What if it was the heartbeat of your entire trip? You see, travel shows you the world, but sports show you the soul of it. It's where adrenaline, identity, and unity collide. And when you mix it with travel, something magical happens. The cheers echo louder, the memories go deeper, and the photos become stories you'll tell forever. In late 2023 to 2024, we chased that feeling across countries, arenas, and history-making moments. These are our top 10 favorite sports events of the year and why they'll never leave us the same. Number 10. Rams and Chargers games at SoFi Stadium, Los Angeles. Our home field pulse. Before the international flights, before the Olympic roars, it all started here at SoFi Stadium, where LA football comes alive. We caught Rams and Chargers games under a jaw-dropping dome with energy that made you feel like every play mattered. The screen wraps around you, the fans go wild, and just like that, the sports travel bug bites. You can feel the city's heartbeat in every touchdown, every pass. Watching it all unfold in our hometown felt electric, and we were part of the LA football legacy. Number 9. Olympic swimming finals. There's something almost mythic about Olympic swimming. The moment you step into the aquatic arena, it feels like time slows and the water becomes sacred. The tension, the anticipation, the roar of thousands echoing through the rafters. It all builds to one breathtaking crescendo as the swimmers stake their marks. We were there for the finals, for those races, the ones where legends like Katie Ledecky extended their legacy and Leon Marchand of France lit the pool on fire in front of his home crowd. Every stroke was a symphony of precision and power, every turn a test of grit. We didn't just watch. It felt like we were holding our collective breath with the rest of the world. National pride rippled through the stands, flags waved, tears flowed when gold medals were placed around necks. It wasn't just about victory, it was about witnessing the impossible made real. We didn't just leave with memories, we left with goosebumps that still haven't faded. Number 8. Diving. Perfection in a splash. Olympic diving finals. There's a kind of magic in diving that's hard to describe until you witness it with your own eyes. It's a ballet in midair, grace, courage, and split-second precision all wrapped into one breathtaking moment. The Olympic diving finals in Paris weren't just a competition, they were a spectacle. From the dizzying heights of the 10-meter platform to the precision of synchronized springboard, every dive felt like a leap into destiny. The air grew still before every takeoff and then flight. Bodies twisted, turned, and somersaulted through silence until the water broke with barely a ripple. It was elegant, it was fierce, it was perfect, or as close as humans can get. Team Mexico stunned, the emotion raw. Every time a diver surfaced, it felt like the entire arena exhaled together. This wasn't just athleticism, it was poetry in motion. And to be there in that moment of suspended beauty and thunderous celebration was unforgettable. Number 7. Carlos Yulo's double gold. Gymnastics, the heart of a nation. We'll never forget that moment when Carlos Yulo stepped onto the mat not just as an athlete, but as a symbol of hope for millions. There was a quiet intensity in the air, a collective breath held by everyone watching. You could feel years of discipline and dreams in every twist, every salute, every controlled breath before takeoff. And then it happened. Not once, but twice. Gold, twice. Carlos Yulo became the first Filipino man to win 2 Olympic gold medals, forever changing the course of his country's sporting history. 2 gold medals in 1 Olympics. And here's his second vault. As he awaited the results, he could not believe his eyes. He just overtook current leader to take first place. And the final competitor from Armenia did not overtake Carlos's score when the Philippine flag was raised and the national anthem of the Philippines echoed through the arena. We weren't just spectators, we were witnesses to a legacy. Around us, fans wept, hugged, and screamed with joy. In that moment, you understood. This wasn't just for Carlos. It was for his family, for his country, for every young dreamer back home who now believes it's possible. It was pride, it was purpose, it was the heart of a nation, beating loud and clear. Number 6, the return of Simone Biles. There are moments in sports when the world holds its breath, not for the outcome, but for the meaning behind it. Watching Simone Biles step onto the Olympic floor in Paris wasn't just about routines or scores. It was about redemption. It was about reclaiming greatness on her own terms. She stood there, strong, centered, and unapologetically present. And then she flew. Her tumbling passes defied gravity. Every movement was charged with the power of resilience. Every landing wasn't just stuck. It was anchored in purpose. She wasn't just aiming for gold. She was telling the world, I am still here, and I'm still the best. But what made it transcendent wasn't the medals. It was the emotion. The crowded world exhaled together. Simone wasn't just competing for herself, she was competing for every athlete who's been judged, doubted, or dismissed, for everyone who's had to walk away to heal and had the courage to return. That night, we didn't just witness gymnastics, we witnessed a woman rewriting her story on the grandest stage of all, and we were lucky enough to watch her rise. Number 5, the 2024 World Figure Skating Championships in Montreal. Picture this. The lights dim, the spotlight hits the glistening eyes, and the air in the arena thickens with anticipation. You can feel the energy before a single blade touches the surface. And then, with a surge of music and a blur of motion, Ilia Malinin begins his program. What followed wasn't just skating, it was transcendence. Ilia's quad axel wasn't just a jump, it was a declaration. As he launched into the air, the entire arena seemed to rise with him. And when he landed it, clean, powerful, effortless, the crowd didn't just cheer, it erupted. You could feel the sound in your bones. We were witnessing something that felt not just athletic but superhuman. But the magic didn't stop there. Skater after skater, country after country, we saw performances that danced the line between discipline and artistry. Each routine told a story, every spin and every step sequence a brushstroke on ice. It's elegance, yes, but also fierce competitiveness, raw emotion, and staggering risk. Being in Montreal for the 2024 World Figure Skating Championships felt like stepping into a living dream, where the ice shimmered not just with technique, but with heart. You don't forget the silence before a jump, or the thunder after a flawless finish. You don't forget the sight of flags waving, of tears streaming down faces, both in the stands and on the podium. We were there for history. We were there for the fire, and will carry the magic of that ice with us forever. Number 4, before Paris, there was Antwerp, 2023 World Artistic Gymnastics Championships, where legends returned and futures were born. Before Paris captured the world's attention, before the fireworks, the gold medals, and the historic performances, we were in Antwerp. And in many ways, that was where the 2024 Olympic story truly began. There was a different kind of energy in that arena, tense, hopeful, electric. It was a space where legends made their comeback, and new stars carved their names into the sport's legacy. We weren't just watching a competition, we were witnessing the future of gymnastics being written real time, and then Simone Biles walked out, the crowd shifted. Time seemed to slow. After everything she had been through, her return was more than triumphant. It was transcendent. Each routine was a masterclass. Her confidence, her landings, her quiet focus. You didn't need to understand the scoring to know you were watching one of the greatest athletes of all time do what only she could. But she wasn't the only one. Rebecca Andrade flew across the vault with power and precision. Charlize Jones brought elegance and grace to the uneven bars, and a wave of new young gymnasts from around the world delivered performances that left us speechless. The audience, diverse, passionate, united in awe. Flags waved, people chanted, and for a few days in Belgium, it felt like the whole world was holding its breath for the sport of gymnastics. In that moment, we knew the road to Paris would be unforgettable. Antwerp lit the spark, Paris became the fire, and being there before it all truly began made the Olympic journey that followed even more meaningful. Number 3, redemption realized. Team USA men's gymnastics bronze never looked so golden. Sometimes the most unforgettable victories aren't the ones at the top of the podium. They're the ones fought for, clawed back from history, and reclaimed with heart. And this is one of those moments. For over a decade, Team USA men's gymnastics team have been chasing redemption on the Olympic stage, battling injuries, rebuilding trust, and reshaping their identity. In Paris 2024, it all came down to one final rotation, and we were there. We felt it. The tension inside the arena was unlike anything else. You could feel the collective heartbeat of every American fan as the final apparatus began. Every dismount landed, every score posted, brought them one step closer to something that had eluded them for years. And then, confirmation. Bronze, an eruption of cheers, tears, and disbelief. The crowd stood, we stood, strangers hugged, athletes collapsed in relief and triumph. It wasn't just a medal, it was validation, a breakthrough, a return. Watching those 5 men step onto the Olympic podium wasn't about third place, it was about rising again. After years of being counted out, they reminded the world what grit and belief looked like. It was emotional, it was electric, it was earned. We didn't just witness a result, we witnessed a movement. Redemption. Realized. And we'll carry that moment, that energy, that pride for the rest of our lives. Number 2, men's 100-meter final, lightning in 9.8 seconds. They say the 100 meters is the crown jewel of the Olympics. And when you're in the stadium waiting for that gun to fire, you feel why. The atmosphere inside the Stade de France was electric. Tens of thousands of people, all holding their breath, eyes locked on the starting blocks. The moment was bigger than sport. It was legacy, pressure, history hanging in the air. Missed a moment that would be etched in Olympic history forever. It wasn't just about a race. It was about what the race meant. For Noah, for Team USA, for every kid who ever dreamed of flying. It was a reminder that lightning doesn't strike twice unless you're Noah Lyles. Sports dreams. And number 1, the Olympic spirit, Paris 2024, when the world came together. We came to Paris for the sports, but we left with something deeper. Yes, the moments were unforgettable. Gold medal triumphs, record-breaking performances, legends were born before our eyes. But what stood out above everything else? The thing that lingered long after the crowds went home was something you couldn't put on a podium. It was the spirit. In every venue, from the electric roar of the track to the hushed awe of diving, you saw it. Flags waving not in rivalry but in respect. Fans from different corners of the globe cheering together, not just for their own, but for greatness itself. We met strangers who became friends, athletes who became symbols. And in every handshake, every shared celebration, there was this unshakable feeling. This is what the world should be. There were moments that left us speechless, standing next to a gold medalist, hearing their journey, watching the Philippines, Mexico, the US, the UK, every country shine. You realize quickly it's not just about athleticism, it's about identity, it's about pride without division. It's about the hope that just for a few weeks, the world really can come together and be something more. Paris became the stage, but humanity was the headline. In a time when the world feels fractured, we witnessed unity, not as a dream, but as a lived experience. And it didn't matter what country you came from. In those arenas, we weren't tourists or spectators. We were part of something eternal. That was the most powerful moment of all. Not the golds, not the records, but the reminder that we belong to each other. And for a brief, shining moment, we all believed in that together. Sports travel isn't just about tickets or stadiums. It's about stories, about being there when time seems to pause, when history is made right in front of your eyes. It's the roar of a crowd shaking the ground beneath you, or the silent hush before a high dive, those split seconds where you forget to breathe. is about the flags, the faces, the goosebumps, the pride in a nation's anthem, the tears on an athlete's face, the strangers beside you, who for one fleeting moment become family. We didn't just witness sports, we lived them. And every step of the way, from Montreal to Antwerp, Paris to SoFi Stadium, we were reminded that the world is so full of magic if you chase it. So what's next? Maybe the moment that changes your life is just one plane ticket away. Thank you for coming along on this unforgettable ride. Tell us which moment gave you chills. Let us know in the comments. And if this journey moved you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay inspired. And watch our other videos. The world is waiting, and so is the next dream. Peace and blessings. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more.